Okay, hi. Um, this is me just doing a quick little best and worst thing because I've been quite lazy recently. It's been the 3 days between Christmas and New Year at work were just they took a lot out of me. So I didn't get around to the live streams. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I was very lazy. I've made a lot of excuses, and I'm sorry. Hopefully, we can get all that back in time and back running for the future. That'd be good. Um, it's literally like 6 a.m. I'm getting up, so I'm ready for work. And you can't see that at all, can you? New dad, somebody passed me my bottle. So you've got a glass bottle for a baby and a glass bottle for dad. If I drank around the baby, that would be a thing, but I don't. So, best and worst. I'm not going to do a top five or anything like that because honestly, I'm lazy. But it's been a tricky one because I'm not like these people who buy like 100 figures a week. You know, I've only had like a limited selection. You know, I've only had a Smiths for you know about 3 months, 2 3 months, something like that. So limited selection. I'm not going to throw any KOs or Surtoys into this because frankly, it's comparing apples and oranges. It's not really fair. Surtoy stuff might be really good, but the plastic quality might not be there. Or it's apples and oranges. So for the best figure, and it's got to be figures that I've had this year. So I don't think I can include this from Lucius because I suspect I got it last year. I suspect. I could be wrong. But because I'm not sure, I'm going to leave this one out. Which is a shame because it's a really good figure. You go there for a minute. It's fine. Stay. Shh. Out of the way. I almost gave it to little Lisa 1 here. Put her against a black background so you can see her. There she is. Oh, my lighting. And now I've found out that if you just twist the hands, because I don't read instructions, you turn the hands, and she actually transforms properly. You might have noticed the New Year's Eve got sick of being hairy. It'll grow back in like 2 weeks. My hair does, but yeah. The transformation on this figure bothered me because I could never get it right. I'll just transform it while we're chatting because that's what I do. Yeah, so the main place I've gotten figures from this year was TF Nation, where I met the most excellent, don't want to go Bill and Ted on you, but the most excellent Graham, the Collector 75, who is an absolute legend and is exactly the same in real life. It's not an act, it's not anything like that. He's exactly the same in real life. And I don't know if I embarrassed myself as that. I don't know. I don't think I was fangirling. Excuse me. I don't think I was fangirling or anything like that. Because I generally don't do that. But, if like you're in a room full of experts on a subject, you don't go around putting your opinion out because, let's face it, they know better than you. It's not necessarily the case because I do know a lot of things, but when it comes to at one point, Graham was looking at these Beast Wars figures. I think he got one. I can't remember. But they were like the Transmetal 2s. Instead of the number 2, it had the Roman numeral 2, which means it was this release, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? I mean, God bless him for having a hobby. God bless him for loving them. But that's a bit too far down the rabbit hole for me. I don't go that far. I'm just happy to have the figure. I don't care about different variations. Not knocking anyone, I'm just saying for me personally. But no, Graham's great. I think I briefly met Toys R Us, but I'm way too small a channel for him to even care about. Soundwave SG1, talked to him quite a bit, but he was alright. Helped him get a version of Armada's Sideswipe? Throat strike, hang on. Helped him get a version of Armada Sideswipe that had the weapon for an extra £1. This is at the end of the day when we're digging through all the sale baskets. But he was alright, nice guy. Hasn't really contacted me since, but yeah, he's alright, he's a good guy. But yeah, TF Nation, I got loads of good stuff. I got like Tarantulas is there. I got Leader Class Kingdom Megatron, Earthrise Prime. Earthrise Prime, love that figure so much. But like I say, I consider giving the best figure of the year to Little Lisa 1 here. Now, the vehicle mode actually holds together properly just because I went from that to that. Who knew? But I haven't. I didn't do that in the end. What I've decided to go for in the end, it's completely out of the blue to me. You might know, but to me, out of the blue. She's rock solid. The transformation is tricky enough. Not too tricky, but tricky enough. You've got no pieces you have to take off. It's not like, oh, I'll just take the gun off and put it here. No, the weapon. You can just glue that in place. It doesn't matter. It's there. Transformation is kind of cool, you know. The headpiece ending up in the air and then rotating down with a dramatic head reveal, you know. It's all there. I mean, am I a fan of the big little booties? Not really. But do they suit this figure? Yeah. So, she's just rock solid. Whenever whenever you're sitting down messing around and you just end up with a figure in your hand transforming it, it's always her. So, I mean, Leader Class Megatron's really grown on me. I might have to re-review that. Megatron Galvatron. Galvatron's really grown on me. I might have to re-review that because I think I was in a rush after TF Nation. I had that many figures and stuff all at once. I was in a bit of a rush and maybe I didn't do him justice. Might have to redo that. But, yeah. I think this is my best figure of the year. Worst figure of the year. This, I mean, what have I got this year? I got Kingdom Tracks. But I wasn't expecting anything from Kingdom Tracks because everyone already said how bad he was. I got, what was it? I got Soundwave. Bumblebee movie Soundwave. And it's fine. It's fine. It's, you know. He is what he is. I mean, I can't expect any more from him. I mean, I got the two core class figures, but they're actually quite cool. I mean, it's one of those, like, what can I actually have as my worst figure? Which figure do I genuinely have issues with? And I'm like, I don't really enjoy that much. Bumblebee movie Wheeljack. It's a shame because I want to like him. I do. It's the underdog thing. I want to like him, but the joints are just that much floppy. The the wings being on the arms doesn't make sense to me. Oh, and this figure standing there. I was just standing on the desk. I was tightening the joints. Somehow it managed to fall from the desk to my chair and snapped one of these off. It's on a little open mushroom peg. My fiance said, "Oh, it's just there, blah blah blah. Oh, it only fell from that to a cushioned chair. It should be fine." Okay. So I went to the cushioned chair and I found the piece and I went, "Oh, okay, I'll just put it up." The closed mushroom peg like that. Yeah, one was snapped, so it was basically in. So I put some glue, I straightened it, and it was fine. I tried to put the piece, give me a second, this is going to get a bit phallic. I tried to put the piece over it, as I did, it just snapped straight in again. So I've had to put it in, open it up, and I don't know if you can see any of this, ram it full of paper. I'm talking too much. Oh, dear me. Rammed it full of paper, put some glue in there to lock it all solid. Um, it works, it does what it needs to do, but it's where I'm not saying I don't believe her, but a fall of what? Maybe 1 foot onto a padded chair should not break a figure. So, that's my problem with that one. But again, it's a shame because there's some good ideas in there. They just execute it all so very, very badly. Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, I don't want to hate him. I don't hate him per se, but he's definitely not my best figure of the year. Okay, so we'll put him over here. Do a little roundup. I can call this a day. Hooray! Look how well I prepare for things. I'd like to say for the last year, where I've actually, I don't want to say tried, but I've put a lot more effort into trying to expand the channel. Where's that wiggled? There you go. No, there you go. Because of the baby, obviously, I've tried to put a bit more effort into the thing. I've tried to do like the every 2 week stream. I was doing a weekly Cersei stream as well, wasn't I? That kind of fell by the wayside. Once we sort all the bills and stuff out, we are going to give ourselves a budget for Christmas because we didn't actually buy each other, my fiance and I, we didn't buy each other presents. So we get a budget and then we'll use that to buy whatever we want. So I don't know if I should invest that into Certoys or what. Answers on postcard. Ugh, God, I can't talk this morning. So try and do that. I mean, I could get some Cersei stuff and get some more interest that way. I've got a lot of subscribers this year. I've got from like, what was I on, like maybe scratching 400 to now I'm scratching on 600. The view hours. That's the thing that I'm stuck on, isn't it? The view hours. I need to get to 4,000 to get monetized. I need 1,000 subscribers, which I'm over halfway. I need to get 4,000 view hours to start monetizing, so I can get money to get figures, blah blah blah. Because again, baby's here. I haven't even had Christmas presents. That's the baby, okay? So I need to start making money so I can buy figures to keep the channel going. It's a rather circle of life. But the view hours, it's sitting around 1,500. So that's not even halfway. It's like what, 3/8? I can't think of a smaller percentage of that. It's about 3/8. I'm like, that's not good. So if anyone can tell me how to boost that up a bit, that'd be great. Thanks to everyone who's been on the live streams. Go further, more obscure. Osnator's been on. Had quite an epic rant. Can't say I disagree with him. It's just it's that day and age where when people are saying things, especially on your stream, you have to be a bit like, can you just don't get me cancelled? Come on, just take it down a bit. I haven't heard from him since. I feel really bad because he's not a bad guy or anything. He must have had that in the barrel for a long time, ready to go. I hope he's all right and Happy New Year to him and all the rest of it. Rudy's been on, although he's in the same boat as I am because I think he had a baby about 2-3 weeks before I did. So he's probably in the same boat I am, but he might have a better paying job. The swine. I'm just jealous, honestly. Obviously, Graham. What more can I say? He's sort of stopping Hasbro figures, so that's basically Transformers and everything else. Can't blame him. I can't. But the thing is, I can't even say it's not really an issue for deluxes and stuff like that, because these are more expensive than they should be. But I'm basically in the paddling pool of the price ranges, If you go whitewater rafting and decide it's not for you, that's your issue, I suppose. But if something I get for £20 something, because I usually get it at the sale, isn't great, okay, or a couple of QC issues like him. Oh god, the colours. Sorry, something like he's got QC issues. His joints are loose. Blah blah blah. I can live with it because it's like I got him for about £15 or something, or £10. Can't remember. It was on sale, so I'm all right with that. But like the HasLab Victory Saber and all that stuff, which is an absolute joke. That should never be a thing. Right? They should never be crowdsourcing for this kind of thing to start with. And if it is, it should be immaculate. Okay? Like, are you telling me that when you guys crowdsourced this thing, you went, hey, I'm putting like $200-300 or something into this. You know the barrels on Victory Leo? Yeah, make sure they're hollow underneath. For $300, I definitely don't need those full. You're paying a lot of money for these things. You shouldn't have to crowdsource them to start with. And even then, there should not be gaps. They should make it like 2% smaller and fill the gaps, okay? Just so I can't knock Graham for that. God bless him. I hope he does well. Maybe if I win the lottery or something, I'll see him at another TF Nation. Or I suddenly become wildly popular and start getting hundreds and hundreds of pounds on Patreon each month. Feel free to do that. If you want to subscribe, or like I say, Patreon stuff at the minute, I'm not really putting any effort into because, no offense to him, but I've only got Bill on there. I don't know what I. This is the thing. A lot of these things become from necessity. If I don't need to put any effort into it, why should I? Because I've got enough stuff going on with the baby. But if there's enough people who are suddenly interested in the Patreon or join the Patreon, then I'm gonna have to start putting some effort into it. But if you want to do that, or the PayPal, if you want to just throw a couple of pounds at me every now and then, it's like, oh, I like that review, have £2. It might not mean a lot to you, but to me, it will, because it'll all add up, and I'll buy a Deluxe or a Voyager, or it does add up. I'm at the Tesco approach at the minute. Every little helps, okay? So us, Rudy, Graham, God, I can't think of all today. This is a bad time to do this video, but I've got to do it when the baby's asleep and everyone else is asleep. So, then I guess we're on to say Phoenix. Phoenix has been an absolute rock. He's been in pretty much every single live stream. He hosted one when I was on holiday. He's been an absolute legend. Now, even my missus has said, "What quite a no easily voice." It's one of those things. I think there's a hint of an accent. I'm not 100% sure where it's from, but there's hints of an accent, slightly nasally voice. Not completely up on Transformers. But honest to God, it's so much better doing a stream or anything like that when you've got someone to bounce these things off. Even if I'm explaining something to him, technically I could be explaining it to you. It's just so much better just having someone there with me. Right? So even if Phoenix himself doesn't think he contributes a lot to the stream, you do. Honest to God, you really do. It's that little support, so I'm not just on my own all the time. I really appreciate you for it. Honestly, I really do. Oh, that almost got me teary. Ninja Bill, bless your little sock. Ninja Bill, possibly the most famous person who joins my stream on a regular basis, but somehow has less subscribers than me. Maybe he's just more social, which isn't a hard thing to do. I'm not exactly social. But bless your bits, Bill. It's like you want to think doing these videos, like if you've never done anything like this or you're starting out, you'd never think someone who does the same kind of thing as you and you just comment on one of their videos, you'd never think that they'd suddenly become like an actual friend. It's a really weird development Like, I'm not sure if I've told many people about this before, but I don't completely get some of the accents and stuff in America. I don't. I don't. So when I first started watching Bill's videos, I thought he was like a teenager or something. I did until I saw the camera turn around. I was like, "Ooh, okay, no, not a teenager." So when he was talking about Masterpiece Hot Rod and stuff, way back in, was it his Studio Series 86 Hot Rod review? No, couldn't have been, because he did compare that to. He was doing it in one of the videos. I said, look, Studio Series, KO Masterpiece Hot Rod, eBay, it's like £20-25. He's like, oh yeah, but I can't buy things online. I'm like, kids, bless them. Don't worry, I'll buy you one. And I did, because I was single at the time. I could throw my money at stupid things and not pay bills. I paid bills, sure. And then he got it. I'm like, oh, he's a full-grown adult. I'm an idiot. Whatever. Who cares? It's better than me befriending a child. That's slightly sinister. Let's not do that. And his review comparing the Studio Series 86 Hot Rod and the KO Masterpiece Hot Rod is spectacular. Go watch that review, because. And I had an argument with someone in his comments that went on for like 17, 18 comments. That's classic. So we got us, Rudy, Graham, Phoenix, Bill. That's the thing, is let's go for the full fist on this one. Lucius, God bless your little socks. Technically not like a reviewer or a collector or anything like that. Subscribe to Bill, Rudy, Oscillator, Graham, Phoenix. If I missed anyone out. Throat's really dry this morning, sorry. Although Belucius technically doesn't do anything. Belucius is like having the fandom standing right there. And they're not going to take any hassle. You know, like pop stars and all the rest of it, they're worried about their fans, you know, because they don't know how they're going to react or anything like that. He's like having the fans stood right there, waiting for you to make a mistake. It's like, oh, yeah. Oh, so I've got Chromia here. That's a little one, you're an idiot. It's like, sorry. But it's a good thing, because he keeps you on your toes, he keeps you honest. And he's an absolute hero. I know he's usually on his way to being drunk, if not drunk. But he's an absolute hero. Honestly, there's no better way of saying it. He is an absolute hero. Love having him around. He sent me some absolute goodies in the past. There's still the horrible suspicion. Ooh, that's the wrong hand. Still horrible suspicion that there's going to be a box of goodies here. Apparently, it's supposed to have been over Christmas, but Royal Mail have just ruined everything by going on strike all the time. But no, he's a really good guy. Honestly, he's literally like having a direct link to the fandom. Because if he'll call me out on something, it's because everyone would call me out on it. And then every now and then he's really, really polite and supportive and complimentary. And I'm like, who are you? Apparently sometimes I do things that are right and good, and I don't understand that, but it's a thing. So, bless him. He's a good one. So, thank you to everyone who has been involved. Thank you to everyone who will continue to be involved. I think in the future, I might do more of an open thing and allow people from the chat to join in. Because we end up just going over the same thing over and over again. So at least if you get the chat in, they can get a bit more involved. Ninja Bill has a chat. People actually turn up and comment on his stuff. Where are you guys on mine? You can talk to us. Most of us are okay. It's only Belucius who might explode on you, but everyone else should be okay. Should. Uh, yeah, that's about it really. I'm gonna call it a day because it's like 6:30. Um, yeah. So thank you everyone. Best, worst, although I really need to re-review this guy because he holds together a lot better than I said he did, and he has grown on me dearly. But not right now. We'll see how we get on. If you want to see a re-review of this, let me know. So yeah, Happy New Year. Hope you all had a good Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I don't care. It's not like I don't care that I hate your religion or anything like that. It's just as long as you had a good time, it doesn't matter to me what you're doing, as long as it's legal and you're not hurting anyone, non-consensually. I hope you've all had a good time. Hope you all had a good New Year, and let's try and see if we can hit the 1,000 subscriber mark this year. That's a goal, I suppose, if we want to have goals. And maybe we can get that view count up. People who are more knowledgeable than me, Kato's usually quite helpful. Kato's a legend, bless him. Go subscribe to Kato if you haven't already. If someone can help me how to get that view hours up, we'll see what we can do, and we'll just try and get everything sorted. And if I can get money off the channel, I can get money, and then I can start buying more figures to make the channel better. It's all one big circle of life. And I'm going to go because I'm repeating myself. So, take care. Be excellent to each other, as Bill would say. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.